Ever had another PC kill your character? Part 2. I'm super embarrassed of this story, but when I was a youngling out in the dusty West, I was on the other side of the event horizon. I was living with my extended family at the time, and one of the things we did to pass the time was playing pen and paper RPGs. They were never long-winded campaigns. We always made new characters after each adventure, but one time I let the jealousy of fantastic loot get the better of me. I had this cousin. Let's call him Jimmy. Jimmy was kind of a weird kid, the kind of guy who isn't directly offensive but exudes a mysterious aura of grime all the same. His character won some bomb-ass armor that deflected blows like nobody's business, and he was gloating about how unstoppable he was now. I was kind of annoyed, and it was clear everyone else was too, but we were a team, so we didn't really do much of anything about it. But little me, the thieving rat that I was, had begun to hatch a sinister plan. And to me it seemed like the most intricate and harebrained scheme of all time, a heist for the ages. I hadn't even considered what I'd do if I'd succeeded though, or whether or not it would be worth it considering we'd be playing as new characters next time around. But surely my character deserved that armor way more than Jimmy, right? So in the night, during my character's watch, I let my plans come to fruition. I waltzed right into Jimmy's character's tent and stabbed him, removing his awesome armor and placing it upon my own way smaller, halfling-sized body. Not even the helmet fit. Jimmy was upset. I came close to killing another PC, rather low level at the time. A party member found themselves restrained by some kind of giant serpent, or maybe it was vines of a plant. My tabaxi cleric was nearby and decided to inflict wounds on the creature to get it to let him go. Natural 1 on the attack roll, which the DM ruled, I missed my intended target and landed straight on the restrained party member. Rolled max damage when I had been rolling low numbers up to that point. Party member didn't die outright, but came really close. Dice gods weren't favorable that night. Should have subscribed. We were playing an evil campaign, and my dread necromancer was purging a village to fuel her army. The lawful neutral monk, who hasn't had an issue with my antics yet, said that was dishonorable and fought me. I couldn't get past his SR, or touch AC, or saving throws, so he pummeled me to death. But our benefactor, who was the only means of keeping an evil group in line, killed the monk and rezzed me. I then promptly raised the monk as a skeleton to carry my extra gear around. Not me, but a game I was the DM for. The party consisted of a barbarian, paladin, sorcerer, and a druid, all level 7. While escorting a wagon full of explosives they were going to use to collapse goblin caves, the goblins had all been corrupted and powered up by demons, the sorcerer swiped a stick of dynamite. Shortly after, they were attacked by a goblin scouting party. The sorcerer made a bonfire, and Mage handed the stick of dynamite into it in an attempt to kill 3 demon goblins. Unfortunately, this was right next to the cart full of explosives, and the druid, and the barbarian. So the whole wagon explodes. The druid not only gets knocked out of wild form, but dies immediately. The barbarian was raging, totem of bear, so he barely survived, and was then murdered by the 2 remaining goblins. It was a monumentally stupid move that almost ended the campaign, and still funny. Just happened to me last night. Our campaign is fighting through the 9 levels of hell. Our party consists of a wood elf rogue, me, a tiefling fighter, a gnome druid, and a half-elf ranger who had just died after being attacked by a gargoyle for being a dumbass. 2 creatures then showed up and said we couldn't pass until one of our party members died. We tried to bullshit the characters by trying to pretend we just killed our already dead ranger, but it didn't take. So I thought we were going to fight the creatures when suddenly the tiefling says, "Okay, I roll to attack the rogue." I don't think I ever saw our DM look so shocked in his life. Then the gnome attacked me, with her reason being, well, I wasn't about to attack the tiefling with a temporary 24 AC. Never had someone else kill my character, though I did kill another player. This guy was playing a rogue and was in general being a bit of an idiot, saying, "Oh, this'll be crazy, guys." And then he does something stupid and obviously harmful, like drink poison out of a fountain. This poison didn't just damage him, it also infected his mind and turned him against the party. Everyone says, "Oh crap, how do we help him?" Then I, as a Hexblade Warlock with my Vorpal sword, step in and attack him. Rolled a 20. Decided that yes, I would decapitate him. This was only the most recent event in a long line of stupidity, and I felt in and out of character justified for killing him. He was fine with it, rolled a new character, and the stupidity stopped shortly after. In the first D&D campaign I ever played, I was a lawful good paladin, and our DM allowed someone to be a chaotic evil drow rogue. Long story short, we met an NPC paladin who wanted to kill drow. I vouched for drow, saying, "He's a work in progress, trying to show him the better things." I wasn't going to just detect evil and kill a player character after all. Drow throws dust of sneezing and choking in a room with all of party and NPC paladin in it, runs in and guts the NPC paladin, almost kills wizard and rogue. My character recovers, picks up drow by his throat, and throws him down the central pit of the building we'd been climbing up. This is the only time I've ever attacked a player character with the intention of killing them. My party's monk and I got into an in-game argument. The ranger in the party tried to stop it by using a scroll of sleep. Monk passed the save. I didn't. Monk used this as an opportunity to lock me away in a cage, and the party just kinda went along with it. Long story short, I had to make a new character. A player in one of my games repeatedly tried to fly, so I told him it would be 1d4 bludgeoning each time he tried after that. He tried one more time, got down to 2 hit points, then forgot his HP and tried again, killing himself. Homebrew campaign. One of my player's characters almost got killed by his last PC. First PC got killed by and turned into a wight. Players looted his body and left him in the tomb they were exploring. Player rolled a new character, but off-screen, that first PC created more wights and took over the nearby town. Months later, my players were facing down the army there, and my player's second character almost got killed by his first. Same campaign a little later, one of my players had a rune sword that was making him go crazy. He tried to fight 4 other people at the table who were trying to take it from him. He almost killed someone else and almost killed himself before things were resolved diplomatically. I killed a player character. We had been playing the campaign for a couple of months, once a week. He became dissatisfied with his character and kept talking about wanting to die, so after a big fight where his character was horribly injured and we didn't have any quick means of healing, he started talking about dying. I asked him if he wanted to die and he just laughed it off and said yes. I turned to the DM and said I bash his skull in. Funny enough, his new character acted pretty similar to the last one and felt resentment toward my character for some reason. Everyone else also gave me shit for the rest of the game, but I'm still glad I did it. Nothing says you have to play a character you don't like. Make it my problem, I'll fix it for you. I tried to kill another PC just a couple days ago. The party was investigating a castle in town that only appear on the new year. Turns out there was an eldritch horror there that just happened to be the patron of our party's warlock. I figured it out, told our NPC allies, and when he wouldn't answer our questions, I blasted him with inflict wounds. Should have killed him outright. The party was level 2, but he ended up with a boon from his elder god and escaped with 1 hit point. Our DM liked us to come up with unique backstories, so I came up with one pertaining to our homebrew. The basic plot was about an island that moved around the ocean on the back of a giant turtle, and the island itself used to be home to a powerful magic civilization. To cut a long story short, my first character was killed when I had been absent because of a family emergency, so I had to brainstorm a new PC. I eventually came up with the idea of an elf who'd been alive since the magic sieve had destroyed itself, and through his time there had become a were-tiger, with the stipulation that I made wisdom saves at the DM's discretion to not go feral on the party. Fast forwarding a bit to our characters attempting to return to the sailors and boats we'd arrived on the island with, I offered to take point in the middle of the jungle. Upon failing the wisdom save, I promptly turned around, bit, and unknowingly infected the cleric, and was knocked out cold by the remaining party. After setting up camp to recover, the paladin proceeds to cut my character's head off. Not that I wasn't expecting it, but still, a warning that he would have done it would have helped earlier when I was forced to reveal it to them in the previous area we'd been in. Not sure if it's just me, but I seem to have horrible luck keeping my characters alive. Currently on my 4th in 2 years. Just to give a quick backstory, went from tiefling warlock, elven monk, draconic wild magic sorcerer, and am currently an elven druid. I was the perpetrator rather than the victim. Our bard decided that he was 100% cool with taking on lycanthropy and telling no one in the group. His first transformation, he attacked all of us under DM control. DM made him roll a will save, and when he failed, DM took control because the character was now out of his mind. He eventually ran off, came out of the transformation, and returned. My character, who is lawful good, is obviously not happy with this situation because lycanthropy is something you don't mess with. But the bard promises, lies, and says he has it completely under control. One insight versus deception check later, my girl is still suspicious but willing to take him at his word at present. 3 days later, due to gory combat or something, I forget the exact trigger, he transforms again. Another failed will save, another fall into the DM's hands as an enemy. He attacks us again. We knock him unconscious in the midst of a whole fray of other enemies. My character sees this evil creature, as she views lycanthropy, and he's attacked his allies twice now, the second time after assuring her that he had it under control, which means he was either lying and a constant danger or did it intentionally, and feels morally obligated to finish him off. So she does. Thankfully, the player was super cool with it because, well, they knew the risks out of character for taking on lycanthropy, even if their character didn't. We had been traveling through the mountains to reach a portal that would presumably take us to hell. See, our paladin had a cursed item, and saving this guy would break the curse. Well, let's just say poor Amelia the Bard, me, never made it out of those mountains. The druid and paladin worked together to kill me in what culminated in an amazing chase sequence with me on the flying broom, and the druid turning into a giant eagle carrying the paladin. In the end, I fell off the broom 1,000 feet to my death as I threw my last fireball at the paladin, killing him. Becoming a lich is hard work, and sometimes you die trying. Hello, my sweet little powdered jelly donuts radiating pure cosmic essence of love and devotion. Thank you for watching this video. We're so glad to have your glistening, powerful tendrils of psychic energy attuned in our direction, manifesting good rolls, ecstatic joy, and childlike wonder. In case you were previously unaware, Mr. Ripper, or as we affectionately know him, Rip Daddy, has never actually played a game of Dungeons & Dragons. I know. I, too, feel dirty. So at 50,000 subs, we're gonna make Daddy play some fucking D&D. Please subscribe for that, and if not that, then please sub for Nat 20s. Thanks again for watching. May the crits, mead, and blood of your enemies flow evermore. See you next time.